Over to live chat. Let's see. Hey, Chicken Noodle, how you feeling? I'm just trying to set up my other side here. Make sure everything's right. I'm a little slow. I think I did everything right. I'm glad. I'm glad you're feeling better. It's a pain, I know, going through all that. I've been doing better myself. I haven't really a couple weeks ago, I got a stuffy head, and I was sneezing and sneezing and sneezing, and that I only usually sneeze once a day, so that clued me in right away. And, I'll tell you, as soon as I felt it coming on, I started taking the Sinex. I found these one day at the grocery store, and it was something I never tried. I sound tired. I am tired. I didn't sleep, and by the time I fell asleep, Sierra woke. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. So you all know I haven't been sleeping, and so I finally fell asleep around 5 o'clock this morning, and then 6 o'clock is when I get Sierra up. Well, Chris woke her up when he was up for work. That I heard that because I sleep right over here. And I yelled to her. I'm like, Sierra, Sierra. And then she answers me, yeah, I'm up. I'm up. Well, she did. She answered me twice. She was up. So I'm like, okay. And I fell out. I fell out. 7 o'clock rolls around. Mom, mom, her bus comes at 7:09. Well, somewhere around there. Sometimes it's later, sometimes it's earlier, but yeah. So I had to get up, and I don't even have my car. I don't even have my car. My car is at the shop. I dropped it off there Monday, um, because so I have a loaner vehicle, which my car has my little button to open my garage door, and I have a starter, electric starter that I can start it up and warm it up. Yep, this car doesn't have all that, and it's 20 degrees out, so I was not happy. And then dropping her off, you're in a line. You're in a line of cars, and they drive like idiots. Idiots. One car, 2 cars ahead of me, she pulled right out into the road and blocked everything, and she just cut people off. It's like, "Oh my god. Oh my god." So, yeah. Yeah, I've been up, and then, of course, I can't go back to sleep, but yeah, my car's in the garage because they're going for their permits. February vacation's coming up, and they're gonna do their permits because they do them online now, and, they have to have their computer and webcam and all that, so they're gonna do it during the week that they have off, and then you just print out the permit. But, then they can start the on-road portion and, with their driving instructor. "Hey, longboarding mom, Super Dave." So, I didn't. I should have thought of it, but it was an ordeal. Let me tell you, I have been bringing this car since 2018 to this place, and the first time I brought it there was for the rough idle. When you're in drive, it's fine, but when you weren't in drive and you were coming to a stoplight or a stop sign or you're idling at McDonald's, it's a rough idle. So I brought it there 2018. They told me I needed a whole maintenance package. I needed a whole tune up, a deep tune up, because I had never done one. So I did that. $3,200 later, I did that. Still there. Problem was still there. Then they told me I needed a motor mount. One. So I did that. Then I needed plugs and I needed all kinds of other stuff. I have a whole folder. The money that I've spent on this car. Then they told me I still needed 3 other motor mounts. So I got 3 motor mounts. So I had 4 new motor mounts. Shaking still there. Then I brought it in for something and then my AC didn't work. It was working fine when I brought it in there. They did something, I forget what it was that they worked on. I think it was my coils or something. They replaced my coils. All of a sudden, my air conditioner didn't work. When it worked fine when I drove it right in there. So they recharged it for nothing, but they said, "Oh, something's cracked. You need to fix." You had $800 bill for the air conditioner, which I haven't done it yet. I've gone 2 years now without an air conditioner because I couldn't afford it. Because I had to buy tires. I knew that was more important than an air conditioner. So, with the kids having to probably use my car, their brother's supposed to buy them a car. That was the deal. But now all of a sudden it's, oh, well, I'm going to give 1500 and Greg's going to give 1500. So a $3,000 car in this kind of market, we all know what you're not going to find nothing. That's not going to need work. So all this time, I have been all these years since my son told me that, I just I didn't let that thing I didn't think about it anymore because I thought he would take care of his sister and brother like he said he was going to. Now, most likely we're going to have to pitch in, which I didn't plan for that because I was trying to save for 2 kids being added on to my car insurance, which is going to be thousands of dollars, thousands. So I figured, okay, they're brothers, they're gonna find him a decent car. I took them, that's what I just silly me. Silly me. I should have been preparing. I prepare for everything else. I should have been preparing for that. I should have still been putting money away for a car. I didn't. That's my bad. Because I know how things like that work out. So we'll see. Because my second son, the one that said this, they've had things happen that set them back. So, you know, money's not growing on trees. So, but they are going for they're going to take the permit test, hopefully. But I want to get the car. And then when I got my inspection sticker in October, they said it barely passed because of the e-brake. The emergency brake was not working properly. They got it to pass, but it said I needed to look into that. So I looked into that. Apparently, plus my brakes were squealing, and it was a small squeak at first, and then I just didn't have money to fix it, so I let it go. I very rarely drive it, but still, tons of squeaking. So I'm trying to teach them how to drive in this car with the squealing. And apparently, Chris changed my brakes before, and I don't know if this had anything to do with it, but my e-brake, because they said something about my e-brake in October, so I don't think Chris changing the brakes had anything to do with it, but the the e-brake cable was messed up, so the e-brake was constantly on while I was driving, and you wouldn't know it because I didn't pull up the handle and we weren't driving with it. Hey, Mountaineer Mama. So the whole time my e-brake's been rubbing and rubbing and it wore out because it was on the whole time, even though I never used the e-brake. And she said that's one of the problems because you got to use your e-brake, otherwise it's gonna give you problems. And I never do because I never park where I need to. So that whole thing, because my rotors are uneven. We did those when we first got the car. That was a $3,600 job, but it's been 6, 7 years. So we've changed the brakes. We've done everything we were supposed to, and but now things are wearing out. So while they're in there, they have to fix the rotors and the brakes and all that, and the e-brake. That's going to be $3,200 probably. So we did our taxes the other day, but that hasn't come in yet, and who knows if it's gonna take a while. No money saved. Everything we saved, we had to use for other things. So it's been crazy, and the car's still sitting there. They had me go there. They and then the AC stopped working, so they told me there was a crack. The guy had hooked it up to his tablet and made it run on through. He forced it to run and then showed us where the problem was. There was a crack somewhere. He said, I can't, either condenser or compressor. So, but yesterday they called me and Chris. Chris had just pulled up from work. So we drove down there and test drove it because they changed the motor mounts. Apparently, the motor mounts that they put in originally were crap and defective. So they're replacing two of them. It's under warranty from when I had it done before, so there's no charge for that. And the rough idle stopped. So it wasn't the air conditioner because that was a concern. One person was saying it was the air conditioner, and one person was saying it was the motor mounts. So my plan all along was to save up and fix the air conditioner because I've been without an AC for 2 years now. And it's just I don't go nowhere in the summer because it gets really hot. Can't even get ice cream because it'll be melted by the time I get back from the store. So I really we don't go far because it's too hot. So the car's in the shop. They did the rotors. That stopped the idling after all these years. All these years, I did everything. I've done so much work that they told me they had to rule out that the idle is finally fine. They did a throttle body cleaning, which they had to do it twice because it was never been done. And my rear shocks are leaking, but that's going to be for another time because it's not that bad of a situation. Then we had a snowstorm Tuesday. The kids had no school. So then they had to wait for parts. Now with the AC, I was going to have them do everything because I had to end up, they have this financing program. So I had to file for that, apply for that, which I didn't want to because we have no credit cards. I didn't want to deal with that. But we just don't have the taxes in yet, and it's going to be more than the taxes. Well, they quoted me $6,200 for everything, and that was the AC if it was just the condenser, but apparently it's the compressor. And they're worried that if I ran it when it was not doing right, that metal shards might have went through and damaged the actual condenser. So I said, you know what? Since we know now that the idle is not from the AC, because that's what they kept saying, they couldn't figure it out. They said either the motor mounts or the AC. We'll just hold off on the AC. I will get the brakes, the e-brakes, the idles fixed, because that's on them. And see what the damage is money-wise for that. Pay that off because I had to take out one in my name and one in Chris's name. It's like synchrony. Hey, Joe Morgan. And you don't have to make any interest payments for a year. Well, we're going to, once our taxes come in, we're going to throw that on there. And pay it down. And then once with this plan, it's through them only. So it's not like a credit card I could just go use anyway. It's for auto work with them. So we'll pay that off and then probably in a couple of weeks. And then I'll have them check the AC because now they need to check and see if shards of metal went through somewhere. And so it may need the condenser and the compressor. But it's still winter here. I don't need my AC. So that's been a big mess the last few days. It's been on my mind. And Todd and Sierra's Nana, their father's mother in Philadelphia, is in the hospital. And They didn't talk to him yesterday, but the day before their father called, she had a heart attack. She has heart failure, kidney was failing. She had some kind of plaque up in the brain, and and it all started from intestines, an obstruction somewhere. And so they didn't think she was going to make it through the night, and I haven't heard anymore. So that's been on Sierra and Todd's mind. But I've done so much work to that car. I have a folder. And then when I first started going, they had a location in my town. Then they opened up a location in Webster in another town. Well, I first started going to the one in my town. And all that work I did to it, I did it there in the beginning. And then they let the guy go that was running the front because he was doing something wrong. I have a feeling he was getting so many people to come in and do stuff that they shouldn't have needed to be done, but that's my thought. So I started going to the other branch because we know the owner. Chris knows the owner, and he's an honest guy. It's a 3-year warranty on everything he does. So everything's warranted for 3 years. No problems with that. And you get loaner vehicles. No one else around here does that. So we did all that work all those years. This problem was still there. And then I'm trying to tell her over the phone all the work that I've had done. And she's like, no, the last thing I have is this. They lost some of my invoices and work that I had done because the systems didn't match up between one location to the other. Finally, they figured it out. But I had to scan it into my computer and email it to her. And she's like, well, I don't know how to deal with scanning. She's a very smart girl. She knows a lot, but she does everything through the phone. And I don't do that. I'll scan my papers in and email it over as an attachment. So I had to tell her how to do that. Then they called me yesterday. Oh, did you take, because the first day I dropped the car off, we got to talking, and I took my keys out to give them to her and left them on the counter, but I picked them back up and took them with me. So I drove all the way home in the loaner and had to drive she called me I had just pulled in my driveway. I said, yeah, I know, I have the keys. Because I got out of the car and I reached in my bag and there's my keys. I'm like, oh my God, I took the keys. They can't even get into my car. So I had to drive all the way back, give them the keys. Well, that was Monday. Yesterday, they called me and they're like, do you have your keys? I said, no, because I checked. I didn't have them this time. Someone had taken the keys and left them in the garage in another bay and put them down. So they called me back, said, yeah, we have the keys. We found them. I understand things happen, so that's not a big deal to me, and I understand, the systems when I stopped going to the one location, the systems didn't merge like they should have, not everything. So when I went, I brought my whole folder. I said, what other ones didn't merge? Let's go through them. But they had all merged. But yeah, so it's going to be an arm and a leg for all this work. I didn't want to put it on credit, but we don't have any more savings. Just not enough to cover that. So there's no interest for a year. So we'll just pay it off when we get our taxes and then just keep paying on it. And then I'll have them look at the AC. Hey, Ginger Ninja. Thank you, Chicken Noodle Hugs, for the... How's everybody doing? Yesterday, my terminals for the battery finally were... Oh, wow. I've had to change my battery like every couple years on this car. We use our AC and then, oh, no. Although they did charge it. So when I took it for the test drive yesterday, it felt cold in the car. So I got all excited. I thought they had worked on it. But no, she said that'll drain out. It's going to drain out. Yeah, my cars are paid off too. And with the prices of the cars right now, It's my car only has 130,000 miles, and it's a Toyota. I miss you too, Ginger Ninja. And yesterday, I wake up. It was our anniversary yesterday. Remember, we got married on Valentine's Day, so that I wouldn't forget our wedding date. And I totally forgot. Totally forgot. I get up and there's a text from Chris, happy anniversary. And I'm like, oh crap. I forgot. And now my son's birthday, my oldest son, is tomorrow. How are you all doing? If the AC isn't running shape, you should run the AC to oil those seals. There's no antifreeze in there or anything that there's nothing in there. Not antifreeze. Whatever you put in the AC, there's nothing in there wasn't nothing in there. Medical billing isn't far off from auto billing. She knows her stuff. I have to say that. And I stick with them because, like I said, it's a 3-year warranty and they've honored all the warranties they've had to. And apparently that first guy, when I took him to, wasn't putting authentic Toyota parts in. So when they found that out, they called me and had me come back and they put in authentic hoses from Toyota and all that to fix any issues. So and he's a decent guy. The guy's a decent guy, the owner. I just like the 3-year warranty. I like the loaner because I need a car if it's going to be in the shop. Or they'll come pick you up if you need to be picked up, or they will do whatever they need to. I had to jump my car and leave it running while doing errands. I had to change my alternator because it died one day on my way home from work years ago, right in front of my old mechanic in another town. So I had to let them bring it in and put a new alternator in that afternoon. Well, I hope so too, longboarding mom. I needed all new rotors. I needed all the hardware for the e-brake, the new e-brake, the cables, everything. And even a cable is $150 and I need a couple of them. Yeah. But I have to do it because my kids are going to start driving that car. And come October, I'm going to have another inspection, and it wouldn't pass now. It just barely passed. Oh, you lost your taste? Oh, I'm so sorry you're going through that. I've been pretty healthy, knock on wood, except for that. But after a day or two of taking that Sinex, my head congestion went away. I took it every 4 hours. Didn't care what it did to my sugar. I just didn't want to get sick. And yesterday marked 2 months since I started doing the no carb, low carb eating because of my A1C. It was the 14th, yeah. And I was at 198 pounds. I am now at 178. I haven't seen that low of a weight in a long time. Long time. Oh, a job. No, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to work. We're doing just fine where we don't need to. I got pictures of my Bug yesterday, and all of it was 4 tires and the driveline and engine. The whole top was off, and the bottom panels are being welded. What Bug? What did I miss something longboarding? Oh, you're lucky, Ginger Ninja. Chris is not. She told us, she's like, maybe Chris could change your brakes every other time or your oil change every other time, but you really need to bring it in so we can catch these things because they could have caught the emergency brake thing a long time ago. but because that wasn't something they did. They could have caught that, and I would have known about it the whole time I was driving with it on, and it blew out. Generic. So you have to have, like, does generic battery terminals still work fine? Oh, okay. My aunt, my she passed away, she was old. She had a baby blue VW Beetle, the original ones. She died 30 years ago. She was old when she died. But she had one. It was so cute. Oh my god. There's one down the street from us. It's bright pink, and it's got eyelashes coming off the headlights. Big long eyelashes. It's so freaking funny. Uh, so yeah, I've been dealing with that. Dealing with Todd's schooling, and he's trying to get caught up because they have vacation week, so he's trying to catch up. And I took them out driving at the cemetery the other day, and all the little roads in the cemetery, and they did really well. We took Chris's truck. Sierra has a hard time seeing over the dash of any vehicle. So we gotta, when my sons, look for something, they have to find something that she can safely see. But when I try to bring anything up with them about it, it's like they don't want to hear it. It's like, don't make promises years ago, and then everybody makes their plans around that. I never told their father real I told their father that, they were gonna get him their first car because that's what he said. I remember it, and I had him write a contract out. He said, "I'm gonna get you your first car." There was no stipulations about how much it was gonna be, or, I understand there's gotta be a price range, but $3,000 is not gonna buy a good used vehicle that we're not gonna have money to dump into this. That was never talked about. I remember telling them when it first happened, when he first said it, it needs to be safe. Because when they go for their own stuff, it's top of the line everything. Okay, they all got brand new trucks, $50,000 trucks. They can afford all that. They make way more money than me and Chris do. But beggars can't be choosers, apparently. You know, this is why you don't go and do this kind of stuff with family, because I'm just worried that she's not going to be able to see good out of this vehicle, you know. So she's very short, and she literally had, when she was when she was driving Chris's truck, we had to bunch up coats that he and clothes that he had in the back seat so she could see over the dash. And she has the same problem with my car. Even though it's a RAV4, she barely sees over the top. So I can't have her driving, where she's not comfortable and she can't see, and she's cracking up my vehicle. And then my insurance I have perfect driving record. So my insurance is low, but to add them both on, you're looking at about $1,500 a kid, I was told. So that's $3,000 extra a year on our insurance that I have to make sure that we come up with. I can't afford, if I had known and thought that the whole buying them a car thing was going to be an issue, a certain price point, then I would have started saving. That's my fault. I should have, because I'm a planner, and I can't blame anybody for that. How's the bottom of the car holding out? Yeah, I did. We checked. They brought us in, and we looked underneath everything. And at some time, in another year or so, I'll have to start thinking about some leaf springs or something for the exhaust. I don't know what it is, but they're fine right now. Hey, Steel and Tree. Yes, this cemetery is huge, and there's roads everywhere all around. We taught her how to go around, to go around the corner and then back straight up. She was doing it in the truck. They both do excellent, so it's good. My ex, he works for Penn State University. He does animal He's like a vet tech type thing. He works with monkeys. He does animal testings and things like that for the hospitals, and he helped with the surgical glue, I believe, if I remember correctly, when they created surgical glue. He helped with that. A lot of their study, he does studies and things like that. He works with monkeys and things like that. Empty nest, I feel you. Um, is he going into a physical classroom, Ginger Ninja? Todd's actually doing his class right now. I can hear it because he starts around 9. I have no money for a car, and I don't wanna get into another car payment. I really don't. We've paid these trucks and car off, and we can't do it right now. His hours are not as good as they used to be last year and the year before. It has slowed down tremendously. He's barely getting 40 hours. Some weeks he's only getting 36. So, it's not the time right now to do that. They will get jobs. We talked about that yesterday. There's not much around here. There's a grocery store, parking shop, but that hires kids. But Sierra wants to tackle one thing at a time, and I don't blame her. School, she's in high honors right now. She's got all honors classes, and she's made honor roll, so she's really working on that. Todd's he needs to, every weekend he's working on schoolwork because he's got way more work than she does. They're doing trigonometry in 10th grade. I looked at it, I nearly died. I couldn't even begin to help Todd with it. And he spends till 6 o'clock now doing classwork, and then on the weekends he's making up for it. So I told him February vacation, you're going to study with, there's apps you can do, take the questions and practice, and then you're going to take your permit test and get that done so you can start driving with the instructor. And it was great because the school does it. So that's 2 minutes down the road, and like, it starts right after they'll start driving right at the school, and then they'll drop you off at home. Well, that ends in March because apparently I don't know what happened. So now you have to bring them to there and pick them up after. So they could have gotten dropped off and picked up here, but now that's changing. So they will get a car. Sierra just wants to get her license for her permit first, and then maybe focus on a job closer to summer. She doesn't want it to interfere with her. She missed the bus today because she was up last night doing work too. So their father will help me with half, most likely. He paid half for the braces and half for everything. They have no problems getting a job. Todd still has all the money he made from pulling weeds at that job last summer. He didn't spend any of it. Sierra, she's tapped it out. But she went a lot of places with her friends over the summer. I'll have to look for something because she's really short. I had to pay my own everything too, Joe Morgan. My family didn't help. I couldn't even drive my parents' car. He had one truck and he was gone to work all the time. He never let any of us drive it or practice with it. I never got help with anything. I had to learn everything on my own, pay for everything. I paid my own driver's ed. I got no help. They were not in any position to help me. And I did everything. I struggled. And I'm trying to help Sierra, but so that they don't struggle as much, but they still know what they need to do. And she totally gets having to get a job. So she knows that. Hey, Sandy. Oh, that's all paid up, Sandy. I paid all the driver's ed off. It was $700 per child. I already paid off their permit, license, and registration. Not registration, road test fee, because I paid it all at once. I paid the permit, the road test, and the license fee, $115 per each of them. Their father paid one, I paid one. He's dealing with a lot right now with his mother. So I haven't even told him about the whole car situation and how we may have to pitch in for it. I have to do that, but it's not the right time. His mother, I don't even know if she passed or not. Nobody heard from him yesterday. They had her in sedated because they had to leave her oh won't her they had to cut in to get her to her bowels and intestines. So they couldn't close it because they had to go in the next day, and so they left it open, and apparently that wasn't as bad as they thought, but she has heart failure and kidney failure, and they found plaque in the some kind of thing called Barr's disease, I think he called it. So she's not doing well, and they said they didn't think she'd make it the night, and I haven't heard nothing. I don't know whether he's dealing if she did pass, if they're dealing with that. He's dealing because he's the only child. So, and his dad passed away years ago from prostate cancer. Oh yeah, I don't want even them out driving, but when I saw the kids leaving, I don't even know if it was a kid. I think it was an adult dropping a kid off, and they just pulled out in front of everybody, made everybody stop. It was like, oh my god, well, you got to get to work that quick. It's an everyday thing. You should plan it out better. I always brought them in a few minutes early so I could avoid all that rush. Oh wow, that can't be easy. Chicken noodle. I'll have to check on that, Super Dave. Oh, congratulations, Steel and Tree. Oh, I bet you're happy. Ginger Ninja Todd's in IEP classes too, but it's more about speech, like contexts and things like that. Not knowing, it's more about trying to remember what he read and pulling out what stuff means in in a paragraph and things like that. Because if you've seen him and talked to him, you wouldn't think there was anything, any issues, any delay issues, but that's what it is. It's like he learns just fine. He's smart as a whip. Oh my god, he's getting all A's and B's, even in geometry. I couldn't help him with that stuff. Wow, that's good chicken noodle. I was thinking about that the other day, going to school for that, but I don't know. Yeah. And it's pretty bad, Joe, over here. It's not just kids, it's a lot of adults that don't pay attention. They're on their phones and they're just not paying attention. I did too. My first car was a 1965 Rambler that my driving instructor sold to me for $200 after I got finished with his class because he was a friend of my dad's. Beautiful car. They will get jobs. They will. But school is taking up a lot. A lot. It's a lot different than it was back when I was younger. I had study classes where I could do my homework, and they don't have that. Todd doesn't have study classes where he can just zone out and do. He's got live lessons all morning long till in the afternoon, and then he's got to go back and do the work. It's so much work. I cannot believe the amount of work. We didn't have all that. It was common stuff, and they're doing all this crazy stuff that it's draining. Hey, John McGill. Wow, Joe, that's crazy. That's good chicken noodle, because I know a lot of people struggle with that, trying to find, on the first try. John. Wow, stealing tree. Well, congratulations, though. Land is good. Land is always good to have. I do not have anything started. It's 20 degrees here. Snow. It's about a 4 inches of snow on the ground, and we're getting more tonight. Um, I did pick up some seeds, but I have so many seeds still in my boxes that are years old. But since I'm eating better, I'm going to do more peppers. I found California Wonder peppers. I found some Burpees Long Keeper tomatoes. I don't need. I have so many seed packets. I can't even close the containers they're in. I got some more yellow peppers. I got Jungle Parrot sweet peppers. I got big red sweet peppers. We go through a lot of salads here now, and I buy my salads because when I make them, they just come out like crap. I don't know. I even bought a salad spinner, and I can't get the taste the set. I don't know, but I got some more igloo lettuce, Grand Bell mixed peppers, and then my zinnias. Was that you, Ginger Ninja, that sent those to me? I think so. In the Christmas card. Those I'll be putting out. I haven't talked to Stedding Chicken Noodle. I think Chris does, but I haven't. Joe, same thing with Chris. Most of the people he went to school are in jail or dead. Hmm. Steal a tree. Oh yeah, more snow. So that's also been a deterrent from taking them out driving because my car was squealing so bad. The rough idle, I didn't take it. I didn't want to be driving in that. Um, so that's another reason why they haven't gotten so much drive time with me. But I have to drive 40 hours with each one and log it. Part of their driving school, parent driving, 40 hours for each one once they get the permit. Yeah, we're getting more snow. Oh no, I don't have time to be doing any kind of challenges, Ginger Ninja. I don't spend a lot of time on here anymore. Um, I really don't. I haven't even made a video in 2 days. I've been so busy. Haven't had time to even. I started one last night, and then I forgot to. I did the first part of it, and then I forgot to do the rest of it with the rest of the cooking because we had to. I had to literally shut off the food when Chris pulled in. I was starting to boil some cheese dogs for the kids and put steaks in my Ninja Foodie for dinner because that was our anniversary. So I wanted to have a couple steaks. I had to shut everything off so we could go down to the garage at 5 o'clock and test drive the car so they could tell if I could tell if there was no more rough idle. They wanted to see what my opinion was before so they could keep going. So I had to come back an hour later. And when we test drove it, we left their shop and test drove it. We turned down the road and there was a major accident in the road. So it was all backed up, fire trucks, police in the middle of the road. So we were stuck in traffic just trying to take the car for a test drive to see if the idle was better. We didn't get home until an hour later. And so I had to get dinner. And I just forgot to restart filming again. It was just steaks anyway. Hey, Cherokee Survival. The salads that I make, I don't know what it is. I rinse them. I do the salad spinner. I do it exactly like they do at a pizza shop. It's simple. It's just iceberg lettuce, sliced up tomatoes thin, sliced up green pepper thin, uh, a mixture of mozzarella and white cheddar cheese shredded, and then they roll up ham and turkey and they slice it. It just perfect. And they're dressing. And I do the same thing, and I can't stand it. It's got that taste. I don't know what's going on with it. Salad is not good. It's what food eats. That's what they said on the ranch. I don't know what's going on with Steading. I don't know anything. I know the last time Chris was talking to him was weeks ago that I was in the room with him and he was on the road. Um, I don't know. I need to get one more season of Breaking Bad. I have all 4. I need season 5, and then I'll have the complete set. I've been going to the thrift stores and things like that. We just watched that movie Volcano last night with Billy Bob Thornton and no, it's not Billy Bob Thornton. Anne Hesh and Tommy Lee Jones. Oh, that was a good movie. And I got Breakin' and Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. I got Hard to Hold with Rick Springfield. That was the first movie that my aunt took me when I was a young kid to the movie theater, and it just held a lot of sentimental value, so I found it and got that. We watched oh, I got a whole bunch at the thrift store, and I got a whole bunch free. I still have yet to file them in the drawers over there. I got drawers. You can see the drawers over there. See that little shelf, that little dresser? I have them all because I take them out of the cases and I put them in these things, and I can fit so many more now because I have over 1,000 DVDs, and we just finished all the Tremors. I got all the Tremors because I had never seen those. Um, but yeah, I just been watching movies at night, and um, I gotta file these all away. I found Desperate. I love this movie, with Madonna, Desperately Seeking Susan. So I found that for like $5. So I got it. I had to. Yeah. But yeah, I'm collecting the Predator movies. I've never seen any Predator movies. Um, I found another Stakeout with Richard Dreyfuss because I have all the Stakeout movies. So yeah, that's been Dune. Oh, we found this one. This was hilarious. Every Which Way But Loose and Every Which Way You Can with Clint Eastwood. I had never seen them all. And oh my God, they're so good. I just love all those old movies. So that's what I've been working on. I got to find another system. That thing, I'm running out of space and it's hard to get them because I have to file them the long way down. So it's hard to find your movie because they're too tall for those drawers. I didn't measure it correctly. And then I got these in for free. Copper Bill and Crisscross with Goldie Hawn. She was young. And then all the Wild Things. There's Wild Things Foursome, Wild Things 2, Short Circuit 2. I had short, and I found this one. It's a two disc one. 80s Heavenly Kid with Jason Gedrick. I saw that back in the 80s, and someone had it, and I got it. So yeah. Yeah, but I'm definitely looking for the 5th season, the last season of Breaking Bad. So if deer eat salad, don't eat the deer on it. 73. Oh, chicken noodle. It's 25 here. It says 25. My dad never let me drive anything. Nope. It was his only vehicle. So I had to struggle on my own. Yeah, I understand that, John. I did everything on my own. But back then, it was safer to be out there. It really was. And it wasn't as bad as it is. I mean, I can't even go down the street to the school without having to pull over to the right because someone's crossing the lines constantly, constantly. And I just wish that the weather was nicer to take them out, and my car was in better shape to do so. Huh, I don't know, Ginger Ninja. I don't know Cherokee Survival. I don't know where Prepper Stedding is. Really, Joe Morgan? Danny Masterson. Oh, I haven't been following that. I love The Ranch. I really they don't have it on DVD, and I would get it if in a heartbeat if I could. People have recorded it and trying to sell it on Etsy, but I don't wanna take that chance that it's poor quality and I wouldn't be able to spend all that money on it. Um, but I love The Ranch. I wish I could find it on DVD, but they just don't have it out, and it's a shame. They would make some serious money if because not everybody cares about his private life. If he did that, that's bad. I get it. But it doesn't affect how I feel about a TV show. We watch it all the time. I've watched it like run. We just finished running through it, the whole thing, and watching it. I'm back on watching The Walking Dead again for the third time. I know I saw that Stale and Tree. I saw that movie. Yeah, I don't remember all the names, so when I see it, I write it down. El Camino, yes. Yes. But I'm not going out of my way to purchase these things. I wait until I see something at the thrift store because I really have to work on paying these car repairs first. And it really bugs me because that money from taxes we were gonna save and get a jump on saving again for the winter coming up, not this winter, but, the summer and insurance and things like that. It was gonna go towards that, and so now Hey, Chris Piat. I don't know where Donkey is. I love Short Circuit. No, I have not. I love anything with Goldie Hawn in it. I have Yellowstone. I have all the seasons of Yellowstone. Foul play. I have a list I keep on a Google spreadsheet of ones that I'm looking for, so when I'm out, I'll look on that list. I have all the seasons of Cobra Kai. I have all the seasons of Yellowstone. I have 1883. Um, I do wanna get Fear of the Walking Dead next. I found somebody that went to an estate sale, and they found almost a whole set of ER. There's missing maybe 1 or 2 seasons, so I got all of it for $20. Same thing with Criminal Minds. I got almost all the seasons for, I think, like $10. and I'm waiting for those to come in. Yeah, because Chris showed me at Walmart the whole box set of ER, and it was like $190. So for $20, I was happy. I'm just waiting for them to come in. Gotta head out to a sale, hopefully getting more stuff for the flea market. Take care of yourself and congratulations, Steele. Yeah, Ginger Ninja. I do the septic system pumping every year, even though it's a 1,500-gallon tank. They say I could do it every 2 years. But what now that me and Todd are home all day, and there's some people in the house because before I was working and he was at school, so there was nobody home. But now that we're home more, I do it every year, every March. Actually, it's going to be coming up. It's about 200, 300. So that's going to be coming up. The roof, that was part of the reason I was going to start saving and again, but things seem to keep coming up and it's just, I don't know. I'll have to look at it. I wrote it down, Chicken Noodle. Go. I love anything. I got her movie, Private Benjamin TV show. I love that show. Oh my God. So last night we made steaks. I made steaks and I had salad and steak. Um, and cheese dogs for the kids. I had a cheese dog, but no bread. The night before, I made some pork ribs, some long pork ribs with some green beans and salad. And then for dessert, I had some of my Rebel ice cream. I love the Rebel ice cream, and it doesn't spark my sugar at all. I don't have it every night, though. I only have it maybe once or twice a week. And I only have just a little bit. There's 3 servings per container, and I don't even have a full serving. Just a couple bites, and then I'm good. I like the cherry chip. Oh, and their peanut butter chocolate. I made the mistake of having that right after I had salad, so that didn't do well overnight for me, so I thought, "Oh god, I can't have that one," but it was because I had it so close with the salad. Um, I just hadn't been doing any videos on some of this stuff. Yeah, but I haven't eaten yet today. I usually don't really eat until, like, middle of the afternoon. I'll have a couple of rolled up slices of turkey, like 2 or 3 slices of turkey breast rolled up or an avocado if I'm really hungry. And then I just have my dinner. Have a good day, Steel and Tree. I'm liking the older movies because when you try to find them on these sites, these streaming services, then they buffer or they stall out or they can't find them. Here it's 1,000, but most here only do about once every 10 years. Wow. How big are the tanks? Our tank's only 1,500 gallons. Breaded pork chops, scalloped potatoes, rolled and I did a video which I just finished uploading. I don't know if it's done uploading. Hold on, let me see. 32 more minutes for it to process. Okay. So I found a pork chop. I don't eat pork chops. The thick ones, I don't like them with no bone. So I never buy them. But Mandy in the Making did a video the other day, and it looked really good. She pounded them down. So I did a video. It's uploading now, but I didn't use flour. I used almond flour and coconut flour, and it was awful, awful, awful. It was a fail. So I still videotaped it so you could see. You put it in the hot oil, and everything just slid off. Just slid right off. It was awful. I will not. you cannot fry with almond flour and coconut flour because it's twice now I've tried it with my fish too. And the fish came out better, but the pork chops, I pounded the shit out of those things. And they sat in buttermilk for half the day and they still puffed back up. And the stuff didn't stick on there. So obviously it's the almond flour, and I think it's strictly for baking then. I would think. I don't know enough about all that stuff. I have meatballs I'm taking out, a bag of meatballs, which I'm gonna go do that right now because I gotta let them thaw out. The day is just flying by. I'm gonna let the meatballs thaw out, and then I'm gonna do meatballs and sauce and salad. I went yesterday and picked up a couple salads, and a salad will last me 2 or 3 meals. So we go every couple days, and I get a couple salads. Almond flour sounds disgusting, and like it's not bad. I think it's more for baking though, honestly. That's what I'm finding out. But I'm trying these things. I'm not spending so much time on YouTube anymore, looking all this stuff up. I'm just trial and error. Trial and error. I did I took out some hot meatballs, so I'm gonna make spaghetti for the kids and sauce, but I'm just gonna have meatballs and salad. Um, but I'm doing great on it. I'm sticking with it. I'm not eating all the crap. I'm not. You know, I really like these, which I have 2 more bags. I opened this bag last night, and it's the Catalina Crunch Traditional. It's 5, you can get a 5-pack of these, and it's Catalina Crunch cereal, pecans, cashews, and chickpea pretzels with their own seasoning mix. And it's so addicting. Half a cup is a serving, but I could eat the whole bag, but I don't. I don't. And when I first got them, I weighed them all, I measured them all out. It's so good. It's so good. And there wasn't it says here 4.5 servings at a half a cup. This is the pea chickpea pretzel. I love the seasoning on here. Oh my god, I licked my fingers. But I went through the bags and I measured out a half a cup, and one bag was 3 cups. No, 3 half cups and just a little bit. So I wrote to them and I showed them pictures. All I got was an email saying, here's 20% off your next order. Yeah. All the Chalk Zero candies are still out there on the porch in the cold. I keep them in the bags in the box on the porch to stay cold. I forget they're there, and I haven't had any. I got to go out there. Um, I found these. I got these weeks ago. Weeks ago. The Atkins, they're like Twix. There's only like 2 carbs. So after dinner, once in a while, but I bought these several weeks ago, about a month ago, and I still have there's 6 packets and 6 of these in here, and I still have 4 because I don't do it every night anymore. And then these ones are the chocolate coconut bars. Oh my god, these are so good. And these are 1 gram of sugar, 2 net carbs, and they're pretty good size, but they're so good. And then I have the peanut butter cups. one net carb, 0 sugar. But I haven't been eating them. I forget about them, honestly. Yeah, there's that. So I have snacks here, but I'm not reaching for snacks as much anymore. And I've had this in there. This is the Lily salted caramel bar. Haven't even tried it yet. Um, I'm not reaching for the snacks anymore. Did you use eggs as a binder with the flour? Yes, I did. Yep. I'm not doing Thrive Life anymore. I didn't want to keep dealing with the 1099 issue. I wanted my taxes to be simple. I wanted just his W-2, no 1099s coming in. And I do order it through my consultant, the one Lisa Sutton from Sutton's Days. All the people that were under me got sent to her when I stopped. But I haven't even been buying that. I've been skipping a month or two here and there. I haven't, because I have so much stuff and I haven't tapped into any of it, really. It's all still downstairs in the can. So I just kind of like when there's a really good sale, I'll get like 1 or 2 cans or something, but I have everything down there and I just stopped. I'm not going to waste the money. Now that I got to start putting money towards the kids' things. I was going through the circular that's coming out tomorrow for one of the grocery stores, and ribeyes are on sale for $7.99 a pound. So I will be going. I have one of my shelves where I had the bags of ribeyes. One bag is down to maybe 3 left in the bag, big shopping bag. So I need to replace that section. And I eat ribeyes once or twice a week now. At least once a week, because I need the meat. So I need to keep those stocked up. So that's the best price I've found in a long time. Normally they're $10.99 on sale or $14.99 a pound. So at $7.99, and there's no limit. So I'm going there and I'm going to go get a crap ton of them, come home and back seal them. Yep. Because that is the lowest I've seen in a while. And I need to restock because I have one bag left, one groceries, the reusable grocery bags. I have one of those left with 2023 stuff. So I've eaten down all 2021 and 2022. And I'm trying to just stick to having ribeyes in the freezer and ground beef and chicken and pork ribs. My brother and my son, they went down to Pennsylvania and bought meat from a cow. And I went to my son's last weekend and he gave me a ribeye and a couple packages of ground beef and some sirloin steak to try, because we were supposed to go in on it, but we just didn't have the money when my brother was doing. He did it out of the blue and didn't tell us, because we had said, yeah, we'll do it. And then he just did it. And we'd have to pitch in like $1,400 or something like that. We didn't have it because he never told us he was doing it. So they went down and got it, brought it all back. The steaks are so thick. I don't like thick ribeyes. I like, the normal size that the grocery stores have. It's big. And so those are in the freezer. I'll probably make that for Chris. Have a bite to try it, but I got some ground beef. But my shelves downstairs are getting pretty low. I haven't restocked a lot of things because a lot of it's carby and like baked beans and corn and roast beef hash. I just haven't restocked all that because I'm not eating it now. I'm just not eating it. I have like 20 something cans of roast beef hash down there that I just pulled one out this past weekend for the first time in months, because I'm not eating that stuff. So things are dwindling down. Like ketchup, I don't buy ketchup a whole lot. I don't use a lot of ketchup. And the kids aren't making as many French fries in the air fryer because I'm not doing it. So a lot of things that I did buy was pretty carby, like cans of potatoes and pasta and rice. I just finally bagged up the two 20-pound bags that I had, and I have hundreds and hundreds of pounds of rice I don't need to do anymore. I have bins full of pasta that I Maillard, way so, and we're just not eating it as much. Got a Call of Duty Mobilina a little bit while listening to sounds of steak. So, the eating has changed. It really has. So I find when me and Chris do go out on the weekends to do stuff, we'll stop and we'll get a protein bowl at Subway if we need to eat. Or yeah, we're really hooked on the teriyaki chicken protein bowls. It does spike my sugar a little bit, but not a whole lot because of the teriyaki and on the chicken. But like we went to Burger King the other day and I got 2 Whopper Juniors because it was 2 for $5. I took all the breading off and I just put my patty on the wrapper and I used a fork and knife and I ate it without the bread. Yeah. A lot of people around, I see a lot of people, they'll go to Taco Bell and they'll get everything like a protein bowl in there with no tortilla wrap. Like they'll get the soft taco supremes, which is my favorite. And they'll have it all put into a bowl and made that way. But I haven't done that yet. I have heard that there's oatmeal in it. They mix it with oatmeal. I don't know if that's true. So I haven't gone there because I don't go out much. I'd rather just cook at home. And I don't get like that little pretzel was all I've had so far today. I'm not even really hungry. I won't probably eat until noontime and have some salad with some chicken in it or lunch meat. And then I'll have meatballs for dinner with some salad, green beans maybe. It's not a lot. I did have some onion rings with it. I got a small onion ring because I love the onion rings, but we're not eating that every day anymore or every other day, or I'm not sending him out. It's once in a blue moon. So I did have, 3 or 4 little onion rings. I didn't have French fries, but I had the 2 Whopper patties with the lettuce and the sauce and all that. I do like the smash burgers that I made. I've done it twice now, and I got the hero buns down in the freezer. So when I want a smash burger, I can just pull out a bun. They thaw really quick, and take a pound of ground beef and just make a couple burgers. And oh yeah, those are good. Mineo's onion rings. Oh, I love onion rings. I did make onion rings at home with the almond flour. I'm gonna try it with cheese instead. The meatballs, these are bagged meatballs that I'm doing tonight. Um, one day when I have a little time, I'm going to pull out a lot of I get the Catelli's meatball mix. It's got veal, pork, and ground beef. It's a mixture. That's what I make my meatloafs with. And I make the meatballs out of that too. I'm gonna make up a big batch so I can just freeze them and have them and pull out as many as I want. The other day, when we went for our protein bowls at Subway, I asked the lady, I said, "Do you sell the meatballs just plain without the bread?" She goes, "Oh yeah." So I got 8 meatballs for $4 with the sauce. So I bought 2 of those and uh it was $8 for 16 meatballs, already done, hot, nice and yummy. And I had that. It's in the video that I'm uploading. I had that with some salad and the pork chops that failed. You'll see it's going to be a pork chop fail video. But normally I make my own meatballs, but I had some bags in the freezer of Walmart meatballs. So, because Sierra and Todd like those. So I just took those out tonight because I'm trying to get all those things out of the freezer to make room so I can make batches of my own meatballs. Um, I'm trying not to buy any more meat. I'm trying to eat through what we have because that was a big problem for me. I just kept stocking until there was no room left, and then we'd order out. So now we're not ordering out every night or every couple nights. I'm pulling out meat. Um, but that steak sale I'm gonna hit tomorrow because we don't see them that low. That it comes around every couple months. So I have a big space I can fill where my ribeyes were and put some newer ribeyes there. So I'm gonna do that. I did pick up 4 pork ribs racks yesterday because they were $2.77 a pound. And there was a limit of 5. So I picked up 4 because I had cooked 2 the night before, which there's leftovers in there. Uh, let's see. Isn't it amazing how the diabetes I know, Chris Pia, I know. That's why I stopped following a lot of things. I go by the nutrition label, and those aren't always right. But I'm going by what's working. And it's the meats are not, I'm just not eating a whole ton of red meat all the time. I'm balancing it out. I'm having fish, I'm having tuna fish, I'm having chicken, and I'm having pork, and I'm having beef. And I'm mixing it up, different things. And like the sauces, like I put sugar-free sauce on the meatloaf, I put sugar-free barbecue sauce on the ribs. I'm noticing a difference. April, I have to go back for my A1C test. I did buy an A1C test kit. It has 2 of them in it. So I'm going to take one before I go to the lab and give blood so I can compare the one I bought at Walgreens to the one the lab does. I'm so curious to see how much because I was at 9.1 2 months ago. I have to be down now. I have to be back down to 6 or 7 where I was because I have totally changed the way I've eaten. I mean, totally. We are not eating out every day. We are not. We are not. We are not. I'm not eating pizza all the time. I'm not eating fried foods all the time. None of that. None of that. I'm making everything and salads with every meal. Salads with every meal. Whether it's chicken on the salad or it's lunch meat on the salad or it's a garden salad, I'm constantly eating salads. And none of the junk on it. It's just lettuce, tomato, onion, and I take the cucumbers off because they sog out the salad because I don't eat the whole salad so it sits in the fridge for a day or 2. So I didn't want, and I even take the lunch meat off and I put it in a separate bowl so it's not all that wetness from the lunch meat is not sogging out everything. And when I make the meatballs, same with my meatloaf. I did a video, Super Dave, where I used water instead of milk and I used the pork rind breadcrumbs instead of regular breadcrumbs. And my sugars don't move. My sugars don't go up at all. So that's and I did that in a video where I showed you normally put milk or regular breadcrumbs. Well, I substituted water and I substituted the panko the pork rind breadcrumbs. And it was just as good. Yummy. Keep catching the sales. Yes, I know. That's why when I saw the sale starting tomorrow for the ribeyes, I'm glad I didn't go and buy any other meats because that is $7.99 a pound is good because 2 years ago they were $4.99 a pound and $5.99 a pound. Now a regular price is like $14.99 a pound. So summer's coming. I'm gonna want to. I want to have more steaks on the grill. I did try the pork breadcrumbs on the pork chops in this video that I'm uploading right now. I think the problem was the flour, the almond and the coconut. So I'm gonna try it again without the flour dipping, just dipping them in the breadcrumbs, and maybe oven cook them instead of pan frying them. Putting them in oil. Can you fry breadcrumbs in oil? I've never really tried it. I mix the breadcrumbs, the pork crumbs, with the almond flour and coconut flour, and it just all slid right off in the oil. And the oil was hot enough. So I don't know. I think it's just the flours, but I've never tried to fry in oil with just breadcrumbs. I've never tried it. I'm not a good fryer. I'm just not, and nothing ever comes out when I try to deep fry. I made chicken once in a video that came out good, but it was a mess, and I prefer just. I like making my own Olive Garden salad and adding rotisserie chicken. Yeah, but we just had a massive recall. If you look on my Facebook, bag salads here in Massachusetts, all the brands, a whole bunch of brands, big, huge recall on bag salad. I don't buy bag salads because there's been so many recalls on them for bad stuff. The pork breadcrumbs. Yes, that's what I got, the pork breadcrumbs. I bought the container that was all pork breadcrumbs, no carbs, and then I also buy the bags and I crush up my own. I've done it both ways. But I've never just coated it with the pork crumbs and fried it. I always did with flour first. So I'm wondering if it's just a real pain to get oil heated up and then you got to dispose of it. And I just had Chris I made them 2 or 3 days ago and I forgot the pan out on the porch because I needed the space. So I put the pan of oil to cool down on the porch on the table and I just forgot about it. So I had to have him dump it in the woods. Yes, Chris Piat. Yes. Big, big list of recalls on all the salads. I was like, oh my God. You mean yeah, frying in oil. I might try it in the air fryer too, chicken noodle. Because when Mandy in the Making did it, it looked so good, but she pan fried it. She used regular flour and the breadcrumbs and the egg and all that. She didn't use pork. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, it's been over an hour, almost an hour and a half. Oh, here, chatting away. Hey, Firefly, heading to the dentist? Oh, well, good luck. I bought this thing because Sierra's water pick died. So her friend has one called My Smile, and it's a rechargeable one, and it's so much easier. So I bought two, and I've been using it. I love it. Oh my God, I love it. You fill up the container at the bottom with water, and you hold it. Her other one was this big contraption. You had to fill the cup with water, put it back on, and then pull the thing was on a cord that would get caught up. And so we got this My Smile one, and I have trouble with them. The whole bathroom gets wet. I forget to shut it off when I take it out of my mouth, and there's water flying everywhere. Everything gets wet. I'm drenched by the time I come out. I have to get used to it. So what's been going on with you, Firefly? Were you sick too, Firefly? Big hugs to you. Have you ever butcher strung pork chops back together and cooked as a roast? No, because I don't particularly care for pork chops. I just don't. Um, I don't like the firmness of the boneless ones, and I pounded the crap out of these other ones, and they still were too hard. I prefer pork country style ribs, slow cooked in the slow cooker for a few hours, and then put in the oven, or just put some because it just gets soft, and I can. Oh yeah. Oh my God, you had it again? Did you have it again, Firefly? It's gonna be a normal thing now. Yeah, I remember you had I think you had said something because I said I sent you a hug or something. It's gotta be the people you're around, girl. That's why I try to stay away from people. I know you have to work, though. It's unavoidable, honestly. But, yeah, so that's what's been going on with my life. Um, oh, yeah, you'll see in the video, Chris, was driving home from work, and there was a snowblower on the side of the road. It says, "Free, it works, it's just old." So the guy that owned it came out when Chris was looking at it. It's a Craftsman, just like our other one, and the guy got it running, it started right up, and, they threw it on his truck, and Chris came home with another snowblower. Big red Craftsman, just like the one we got at the yard sale years ago for 150. So now we have 2 backup. Yeah. So, yeah, things are I'm waiting to hear back about their grandmother, and, Sierra was all upset. I understand, and good thing she got to spend time with her nana, over the summer, this past summer. Um, but even then, she wasn't feeling good apparently, but she didn't wanna bother anybody, and that was the thing. Nobody knew that she was in such heart failure because she wasn't eating towards the when they finally realized what was going on. She just wasn't eating, and her legs were swelling up, and, so he brought her to the ER, and that's when they found that she had an obstruction in her bowels and intestines. "Oh, the snow's not melted here. We're getting more tonight." That's what let me see. Let me check the weather. Snow coming this evening. Let's see. I hope they fix my car today and I can bring it back and have my car. Will become overcast during the afternoon, high 36, winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Snow this evening will give way to partly cloudy conditions late, low near 30, winds 15 to 25 miles an hour. It was so windy here yesterday and the day before. It was massive. My friend's house, she said, was shaking. Chance of snow 90%, 1 to 3 inches of snow expected, higher wind gusts possible. Check for you. What do I type in? I have it set to Dudley. Hold on. What do I type in for location? What do I type in? Oh, it's gonna snow there too? Yeah. I hope to God that because this car is a VW, it's a Volt this loaner car. It's so low to the ground. I have trouble getting in and out of it. It's a little compact Volkswagen something, Jetta, Volkswagen Jetta. And when you stop for a while, the engine stops or something. So when you go to start it again, it's one of these newfangled thing. It's got the backup camera, so you got the lines when you're backing up, and it starts and stops and on its own. Just getting in and out of it hurts my back because it's so low to the ground. Hey, B Mitch. Well, you can always go back and rewatch it. I've been on for an hour and a half, but I missed everybody. I missed everybody. So what I'm gonna do when I get off here is I'm gonna um, get the meatballs out of the bag and thaw them out and put them in a crock pot with some sauce and slow cook those all day. And then I'll just whip up some spaghetti for the kids tonight. Because Sierra didn't have anything. She had lunch meat and a sandwich last night because she don't like steak. I made a steak for Todd, me, and Chris because it was our anniversary, so I wanted to have steak. Then we watched Volcano, and then we watched what other movie did I put in? Oh, we put in 28 Days Later, and we watched that. I had never seen that because it was a disc that has 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. So tonight we're gonna watch 28 Weeks Later. I found out they're doing another one called 28 Years Later. So I'm gonna watch, watch 28 weeks later tonight. And then if I'm watching TV while I'm folding laundry or something, I'll put on like The Walking Dead, and I've been watching that for the third or fourth time now. I love it. But yeah. So you've been out of work, Firefly? I wish it was 70. I can't wait. I have my pad here. I've been getting all my gardening books in, like all the seed catalogs, but I drew out every year. I use this pad from the Dollar Tree, and I draw out the greenhouse, all the planting boxes, and I figure out where I'm putting everything. But I got to change it up because I'm not doing so many potatoes this year. My dad wants me to, when I go get mine from the place I get it from, he wants me to get him some too, so he can grow, because he sold all my potatoes last year. I made like $100 selling my potatoes. And then I gave some to him, and he sold his that he grew in the garden. Wow. 2 weeks ago. Do they still pay you? Because you've missed a few times now because of it. Do you even get paid if you're out? Especially if you keep getting it there. They need to really ramp up their checking people, because that's crazy. I know it's been struggle here because Chris is not making the hours he made before. Oh, they're good. They do pay you. That's good, because that's not fair. That's not fair. It snowed so bad they are coming today for trash pickup when it's usually yesterday. Fourth time. Maybe you ought to start wearing a mask in there. Got my water. I switched to this cup from Temu. I got this from Temu for free, and I've been using it ever since. Although it is getting a little heavy for my arms because my wrists are bad, hurting. They got better for a little while, but now they're starting to hurt again. But yeah. Oh, yeah. I got the kids' books here. This is the safety. It's a parent's book you get. I got it from AAA because that's where we went and got their permit sign up. So right here is the instructions to go online to do the permit. And then on this book, it talks about parents supervised driving program. So the JOL restrictions, you got to read on these. So before they start studying for their test, vehicle controls for supervisors, focus what what distracted and drug driving, teens' biggest dangers. Before you start the engine, what you do, moving, steering, and stopping. And then in the back is the supervised driving log, the date, the location of practice, day or night, the weather, skills practice, driving time, and then I signature it, my initials. And then this has to go and get turned in when the kids do their driving with the instructor, because I have to do, I think, 40 hours. It says here, parents or guardians are responsible for making certain that their teen has completed no less than 40 hours of supervised driving, or 30 if the teen completed a skills development program. The 40 hours must be completed with a licensed driver who is at least 21 years old, has had 1 year of driving experience, blah, blah, blah. I already did the 2-hour driver's ed curriculum. So I got to do that for each kid. Yep. It talks about adapting to new landscapes, about roundabouts when you're driving on a roundabout, highway driving, city driving, multi-lane roads. So I have to read all this and show them. Sharing the road. So, yep, I have to go through all this. I haven't really looked at it yet, so I'm going to read that up today. My daughter's school made me send a picture of her positive test. That's good you've been wearing a mask, but that's just crazy. How you doing, B. Mitch? Did you see the giveaway Prepper Pinball did the other night? A whole house generator? I tuned in for that. I didn't win. But yeah, it was a whole house solar generator type thing. Chris was even on his account watching, but we didn't win. But yeah, my shelves downstairs are getting Gregory, my son, his friend, which is a kid that I've known since he was a baby. He got his own apartment. So I went through a truckload of cans and stuff that, some expired, but some weren't. But a lot of it was Chef Boyardee that Todd's not eating anymore, baked beans, hash, Lipton iced tea mix that was from 2020 that never been opened. Big tall ones that I got from my coupons and stuff. I loaded him up for his new apartment, and he shared it with his other friend that needed some food. So, but it was all stuff that I can't eat anymore, and nobody was eating here. Like canned beef and things like that. But yeah, so my shelves are pretty getting bare now, but that's good because I want to focus on just what we're eating and not just this was stuff that I went out and bought because I was a new prepper and I was watching videos and, oh, you got to get this and you got to get that. And we never ate it. I fell into the same trap everybody else did when you're starting out. And I was buying things that we never ate. So I'm sticking to what we do eat, and I'm using it more and more than now that we're not eating out. So we're not eating out. Every 2 to 3 weeks, if I have to run out to go get something, then I'll stop and get, like I said, a protein bowl or a burger with no buns. But we're just not eating out like before. It's too expensive, and I'd rather spend my money on those salads that I like with my meals. That's what I'd rather spend the little bit of money that we do spend. But yeah, Chris, it's It's too expensive too. It's just too expensive, and you're never s if it's never I noticed the last few times, like, when we went to Olive Garden months and months and months and months ago, the very last time, it just didn't taste as good, the grinder shop we used to go to, they was getting very skimpy with the lunch meat, and it was all bread, and it's like, "You know what? You lost plus I just can't eat that stuff, and I'm really seriously about it now, so I'm sticking to it, and I'm not having a problem. I'm just before I was out all day at my job and I was driving people around, and so I would swing through a drive-through because that's the only time I had. Now, I can focus on preparing ahead of time. Like, I'll make bacon and I'll make it ahead of time and we just munch off on it. Oh, you did that OPS thing? There was an application you had to fill out on their site. Maybe they're not doing it anymore? Hmm. You have to go and check and see if because there was an application you had to fill out on their site. I would do that. I haven't gone back. They emailed me in December and asked us to do a video for their site showing us at our Christmas tree with it. So that's what I did. I did a video. Took us forever because doing it on demand like that, I freeze. And so we're not good with that kind of stuff, but we did it. We sat in front of the tree with it and Chris had just brought it downstairs. So I had to make him bring it back up, take it all out of its box, but they wanted it for a promotion or something on their site. So we did it. We did it. Huh. Maybe call them. I would call them, you know, I would call them. Don't let it go because that was a free one. B. Mitch won on pinball. I believe it was you. 'Cause she was always telling me when he was doing one, which I greatly appreciated. Because even though I watched him all the time, some days I forget. But yeah, I guess I gotta get going. I have to be honest, I haven't really been watching many videos. I'll tune in when I see, like, Longboarding Mom put a new one out, or I saw Chicken Noodle. I gotta get back into it. I've just been so busy. I've been the prep work for making sure I have what I need for food out so I'm not grabbing crap. Um, and I'm running to the store more often because Todd and Sierra loves their raspberries and blackberries and apples. So I'm not buying so much at one time that it goes bad. So I'm going every couple days and but they're eating healthy, so I don't care. Oh yeah, that was just this past Saturday, I believe, B Mitch. It was the whole house one. Yep. And the guy was there right away. And now in the videos, like when he does giveaways, if anybody comments after the last moderator says stop commenting, they get banned for 24 hours from his channel because people still go in there and comment even after they say stop commenting because it's hard to find if that person's here or not within the 3 minutes. Um, so Yeah, people were still commenting, and he banned them 24 hours, and then eventually, I don't know. I don't know. Chris, he's eating better too, but I know for a fact that when he's not home, he's stopping at places because he was doing so good in the beginning, but he don't. I love the man, but I don't see much difference. He is eating the salads, and he is eating the Rebel ice cream too. Um, and he has kind of watched his portion size, but he's still stopping when he goes out to work here and there once in a while. And he has stopped with, as far as I know, I haven't seen him with any monster drinks or any bangs or any of those things. But what I've come to realize from my lovely husband is he will do that stuff when he's not home. So all I can tell is by looking at him, and I don't see him getting much smaller. But to each his own. I can't worry about him. I have to worry about me. And I'm learning that as I go, that I need to just stop worrying about everything else and let everyone figure it out for themselves. Like this whole deal with Sierra this morning. This is the second time that she did not get up for school weeks ago. And I would get up and I would hound her, get up, you got to get up, you got to get up, till she would get mad at me and give me attitude. And so this morning, I asked her twice, "Are you up? Are you up?" "I'm up." "Yep." She wasn't really up, and I knew it. I could tell. But you know what? She said she was up, so I fell back asleep, and she missed the bus. If it was summertime, she'd be walking. But there's tons of snow on the ground. We don't have sidewalks on her way to school. There's no sidewalks. So I can't do that to her to where she could get hit. So I drive her. The first time, I didn't even get up to drive her. She missed the school. She missed a day of school. So we'll see if she learns from this. We'll see if she learns from this. But as far as Chris and his eating, I can't babysit him 24/7. I can only control what I do here. I buy him a salad. He eats half a salad with his meal and he saves it just like me. He may feel better. I'm hoping he does, Chris. I don't know. Um, but he eats what I cook, which is low carb. But he does. He had, like, when we went to Burger King, he had the bun on his. He, had the french fries, had the shake, but we don't go out as nearly as much as we did before, so he's not doing it all the time. I don't know what he's doing when he's out there. I know he's told me he stopped here and there and got a sandwich or an egg sandwich or something. I don't know. But I have to worry about myself, and that's why I'm glad that I'm home, because being out at a job, it would be harder for me to keep up with Todd and his hours, and with Sierra, and with getting dinner on the table, because I know I wouldn't stick with it. And there's some days I'm home all day and I still forget to take something out because I'm so busy. Still not sleeping great. It seems like the hot flashes stopped pretty much. Well, okay, they didn't stop during the day pretty much. I have very much fewer ones, but at night, and it was weird because not too long ago they were kind of lessening at night, but now they're back. So literally sleeping with a sheet instead of a comforter, and off and on with the socks and the shorts and the long pants, and B Mitch, who are you at Mountain Man? Who's Mountain Man? Is there a Mountain Man in here? I don't see anything from Mountain Man. Who's Mountain Man? Did I read something wrong? Oh, my video's uploaded. Okay. Let's see here. Get them edited. It says edit draft. I haven't uploaded in a couple days. Let's see here. All right, so I'm gonna drop the pork chop one, and you can all see that that'll get dropped. I do have to get on the stick and do some more, but who's Mountain? Let me go back here. Who's Mountain Man? Is there a Mountain Man in here? Did you mean Mountaineer Mama? No, B. Mitch, I'm not finding any wrappers in his pockets. He does his own laundry. He does his own laundry. He has his own basket because sometimes he gets a little dirtier at work. So we all have our own baskets. And he does his own. He likes it a certain way. He likes several things of those uh dryer sheets. I don't like dryer sheets on my clothes. Maybe one, but that I don't like it a whole lot. I have a very sensitive nose, so like even perfume dries me. I can't do it. I don't know. But it's 10:30 already. Holy cow. What are all your plans for the day? You guys got anything exciting that you're doing? I do have to add file all these movies, and then I have that box down there. I got to add to my list of movies so that I know what I have. And then I got to put those in sleeves and put them over there. And Chris is ready to strangle me because I made him bring down the tall shelf I had over there. And then I had the 2-drawer file cabinet I got for free. I made him bring that downstairs, and that was heavy. And now I'm thinking about bringing it back up. He's ready to kill me. I got to find some kind of. They have these boxes that have like a tall back and then they're skinny and a low front. And I was thinking of those and putting them this way upwards, like that, so I could sort through them easier because they're sideways now, and they're longer. This so they take up more space in the drawer. I could get an extra row or two but the drawers are not deep enough, so the tops rub up and go like that on the drawers. So I need to finding a deep drawer. I need something like 9 inches deep, at least. And all these things you find online are not 9 inches. And I was thinking about getting one of those long file cabinets for offices that pull out because these drawers don't pull out far either, so I can't get to the stuff in the back. So I need to find something. The problem is that space I can't go past 30 inches wide, and all those long office file cabinets are like 36 inches wide. So I have no place to put anything. Jack's fine. He's on the table. He moved from the chair to the table. You could see him right in. We probably can't, but my air fryer's in the way. But he's fine. Seeds, cleaning, and cooking. Yes, I got to start going through my seeds, but it's still early here. It's still early here, and my greenhouse isn't heated, so I really can't grow anything in there either. Yes, you need to take it slow, Chicken Noodle. Just relax. Let your body rest. Sierra has usually Thursday she goes with her friend to the horse farm, but I don't think she's going to do that today because she didn't wear her proper shoes. And I told her when she was getting out of the car to go in that to go with her friend and go straight there. Why come home and make me leave and go bring her back to her friend's house when her friend has to drive by this way to go there anyway? All because she didn't want to wear the right shoes? No. Wear the right shoes. You go and walk to her house with her and leave with her and her mom and go to the place. You don't need me to go. It's an unnecessary trip out. Yesterday, I had to go take her because her friend got her Valentine's candy and brought it to school. Little Valentine's present. So I usually do that stuff for her, and I forgot this year. So she texted me, "Can we stop and get her something?" So we had to, when she got home at 2:30, I had to go out down to the store. We had to pick her up a little gift bag with stuff in it. No, the drawers are for my movies. They're for my movies that I've taken them out of the cases, and I put them in these movie sleeves now, so I have more room. And right now in the drawer, I have them this way, the long way. But if I put them this way, I could get an extra row. And but the drawer's not deep enough, so they get caught up and they rip. And I don't want to. I don't want them to rip. Oh God, yeah, the girls on the bus. I haven't heard any. She keeps her earpods in now. My seeds go in those photo, um, those big square things from Staples, the clear bins, or with the colored 4x6 holders. I keep those in there. Her mind's been pretty preoccupied with her Nana right now and school. She's made honors in all her honors class. She's made honor roll in all her honors classes. It's her first time having study classes, and she loves it. She gets all her work done, schoolwork and study, so she don't have to do anything when she gets home. Sometimes she still does, but all right. Well, listen, it's going on 2 hours. So I think I'm going to let y'all go. I have to get things done around here. I got a kitchen to clean. I got to vacuum. I got to deal with my movies. I got to do some laundry and get dinner in the crock pot and all that. And if they call me about my car, I have to leave and go down there too. So I'm hoping that it's done today. Um, yeah. Well, thank you for coming in, B. Mitch, and everybody else. It was nice to catch up with you guys, but now you know what I'm dealing with, this whole car thing. And just when I thought I was going to be able to keep my tax refund, I'm going to have to spend that and more. Can't catch a break, honestly. I can't catch a break, but I don't want to put the kids in an unsafe car. So it's been good seeing you too, Chris, and everybody. Thank you. Super Dave. Oh, you mentioned something on one of my videos about the sugar, to leave the sugar part up. Were you talking about the end cap where I write down what my sugar numbers were? I thought I might have misunderstood. Um, it's a preset thing on the home HP software. I don't know if I can make it last longer. I'd have to go in next time I do a video and try, because it's already gone out of that software. Once I upload it, I delete it out of there because I don't have storage space to keep them. Otherwise, I'd have to start paying for storage space, and I'm never going to pay for storage space. Or I'd have to redo the whole thing and put it together, and I just don't want to do that. But I'm going to check the next time I put a video together. I already did these other two this morning before I read your comment. So if that's what you were talking about, I can see next time if I can extend it longer so that it will stay still longer. But other than that, the only way I think that you could do it is to just pause it on that screen and you could read it. That's the only way I know. You'd have to pause it. I'm going to, like I said, I'll check when I make another video and see if I can extend it out. I don't know. I just use the free software from HP from my computer, the video editor, because I don't want to spend money on, I don't, I'm not a professional and I'm not going to spend money. That's why I gave up StreamYard and I could write it off. She was asking me when we did our taxes, can I write it? Yeah, do you have anything in expenses? But we just go with the home office deduction because I was forgetting to save my receipts. I don't want to deal with all that. And I'm not really making any money on YouTube. I'm not even, I'm not kidding you guys. You don't make money on YouTube, especially me. Um, my first check was 2023 because I got a 1099 this year. Actually, my first one. Because in January of 2023, I made $100 because they don't pay out until you make $100 in revenue. And each thing you get 2 cents, 1 cent, 2 cent, 1 cent for the ads. That's all you get. So January of 2023, I finally reached $100. It took me months, 3 or 4 months, from October to January. And then I stopped being monetized. I deactivated that. I didn't want to do that anymore because I didn't want to deal with the 1099. Then I just remonetized again this October. So a year went by and I got paid out $160. But that was from, again, October. And they put it on my 2023 one. So all together in 2 years, I made $240. So that's why I don't, the only reason I remonetized again was because everybody was telling me they're already putting the ads on my videos anyway. So why not make a little something out of it? And that was the only reason I did it. It wasn't as an income for me because in 2 years I made $200. I mean, what's that? I still haven't spent it. It's in the bank because I saved it for taxes. And then if you don't have anything to file as far as expenses, which the year before I got my new computer, but I didn't do anything in 2023 that I would have needed. I saved any receipts for. I didn't buy any new equipment. I didn't have StreamYard, so I couldn't take that off. I could do my internet and my electricity, but only a certain percentage. So it was better to just go with the automatic deduction that they already created for a home business. Yeah. And there would be ads anyway, even if I wasn't monetized. I would still have ads now. So I'm like, but I'm telling you, you do not make a whole lot of money. I mean, like 2 years, I made $200. I mean, I don't, I just stock it away. That'll just go towards my car repairs, I guess. It's still in the bank, but that's not why I'm doing it. It's not why I'm doing it. I just figured, I was listening to everybody tell me, well, they're already putting the ads on. Why don't you just do it? And it made sense. They're already profiting. And I'm going to be honest with you, they don't send me all of what I'm supposed to get. I've been finding that out from a lot of YouTubers. They're taking money back. From what I found, I was watching Squirrel Tribe, and she checks every day at her earnings, and one video that she did earned her $1,000. The next day, and she does screenshots, thank God. The next day, because it pays out every 28th of the month, the next day they took $900 back. Apparently the advertisers decided not to pay her based on what she was talking about in the video or something. So they removed 900 out of that account, and from one day to the next, she saw $900 disappear. And YouTube couldn't tell her anything. They don't tell you nothing. You can't talk to a live person most of the time. And so they weren't giving her, they just kept sending her links telling her, look it up yourself, why it would have been taken back. Then she found out it was happening to other people, and they all got talking, and and apparently the advertisers for these ads can pull their money. Either that or YouTube's not being truthful. But they took $900 out of her. And she checked every single day. She checked her analytics. She checked how much each video made, her CPMs, her RPMs, all that stuff, where it tells you where you get your flow, your traffic flow from, and who's watching, and all this. And they just took out all that money, and they wouldn't give a reason, real reason, and they can do it. It's their platform. Yeah, a lot of people are doing that. It's Chicken Noodle, Fetch, Ibotta. Oh, all right. I have to go. That's the auto dealership. Toodaloo, guys. Hello. Hi.